Hey there, YouTube land. So here I am getting ready to go to bed when I watched one last video before I go to sleep. And it had to be TJ Pyramid's excellent video on basically remakes that he enjoyed more than the original. So I thought, I gotta do a video response to this. This such a cool idea. So basically, original versus remake, I'm just gonna snap through some really fast. Cause one, I'm tired. Two, I have to go to bed. And so soon that actually it's not gonna be time for tea till morning. So here goes. Where do we start? I'll go through the ones that TJ went through first, I think. Well, some of them anyway, and I'll go on from there. So, House of Wax versus the original one. I can kind of dig that. I like them both. They're both on the House of Wax disc. If you get the original disc, I do like the Lana Atwell one. That is a good one. So I can't really give. I'll give the Vincent Price one more of just slightly more of a nod, but I do like them both. Next up, I'm not gonna do these in order because I won't remember them in order. The Thing versus The Thing from Another World. Again, both films are fun in their own rights, but John Carpenter's The Thing's a classic, and it's a classic. What more can you say about something like that? If it's become a bona fide classic, you gotta give the nod to it right there. Hills of Eyes versus the remake of The Hills of Eyes. Again, The Hills of Eyes remake was really good, but that being said, it didn't have the heart or the just the ability that the original Hills of Eyes had. You cannot beat Michael Berryman. The cast in the original was just that much better. The storyline just was a bit more tighter, and it seemed more real and more realistic. The new one, you could tell it was a Hollywood movie. But that being said, I enjoyed it, but it was a Hollywood movie. Funny Games versus, well, Funny Games. Both are directed by the same guy. One is Hollywood and one is what he did before. A lot of people would just pick the first one because, well, it's the first one and it's foreign and whatever, but I kind of did enjoy the new version of Funny Games. So, surprisingly, although I do like them both, I'm going to give the nod to the remake of Funny Games. Check it out; it's actually not that bad. Friday the 13th versus Friday the 13th. Well, you can't place them. So Friday the 13th parts 1, 2, 3, and 4, I guess, versus Friday the 13th, the reboot. Honestly, Living Jason's always been cooler. He's not in the first one. In the original movie, he is pretty much the center star of this one. You can't beat the original 5 Friday the 13th films are golden. Though the new one, as much as people rag on it, it's a way, way better Friday the 13th film than a lot of the sequels that came before it. It's definitely better than Jason versus Freddy. It's better than Jason Goes to Hell. It's better than Jason X. But still, it's got to go with the original. Dracula, the 1930s Bela Lugosi one, versus Christopher Lee. It's Dracula and the Hammer one. And I was on a website recently where they asked that question, like who's the most badass Dracula, and there's like a lot of like Gary Oldmans and stuff like that, and I'm utterly flabbergasted by the generation of a lot of horror movie watchers that are out there now. But Christopher Lee, I like Bela Lugosi, but Christopher Lee defines the role of Dracula. Next up, The Fly. I love the original Fly. It's cool, it's cheesy, it's campy, but Cronenberg's Fly to me, I remember seeing it in theater, was just incredible. It's a different type of film, and I hate putting those two against each other because I think they're both fantastic films. But I'm going to give it Cronenberg's Fly. Frankenstein, the original, versus Frankenstein, Curse of Frankenstein, the Hammer one, versus Mary Shelley's Frankenstein by Kenneth Branagh. Uh, I'm going to go with the original, and actually, not a big fan of Curse. The Frankenstein movies would get much better after that one, when Baron Frankenstein takes really center stage. But as for the other ones, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein by Kenneth Branagh is highly underrated by the general public, but it usually is a film that's really liked by actual fans of the book and Frankenstein, the whole concept. Omen versus The Omen, the original. It's really easy for that one. Another easy one is Nightmare on Elm Street versus Nightmare on Elm Street, and the original one, of course, is a much better film. The new the new one's crap. Just it sucks, and it's such a shame because he had an interesting cast. They just did not utilize the concept of Freddy Krueger at all very well. Halloween. John Carpenter's Halloween versus Rob Zombie's Halloween. Rob Zombie is a competent filmmaker when he's making an original piece of work. I will give him credit for that. I liked Lords of Salem. I enjoyed House of a Thousand Corpses, though it was a little bit derivative. And I enjoyed his film, Devil's Rejects. But Halloween's atrocious. It's got a ton of cameos in it, but it really misses the mark. Doesn't understand what the movie is about at all. Doesn't understand Halloween. Doesn't understand any of that stuff, and it sucks. I enjoy it for the whole. I enjoy Halloween, Rob Zombie's Halloween, in the same way that I enjoy The Room. What have I missed? Oh, Last House on the Left versus the new Last House on the Left. Man, David Hess is hard to beat. He personifies that role. For the overall enjoyment of the movie, I like the new one a bit better. Cast original. But because of the cops and the goofiness, the new one. Now, what have I missed? House on Sorority Row versus Sorority Row. House on Sorority Row is one of my favorite slasher films of all time. Not just, but of all time. So Sorority Row, although I really enjoyed it and thought it was a fun little film, can't even come close to even touching House on Sorority Row, which I put up there with the Friday 13th and Halloween. It is a really good slasher film. Just trying to say I didn't miss anything. Dawn of the Dead versus Dawn of the Dead. The original Dawn of the Dead, without a doubt. I liked the new one. It was really fun. It's definitely better than the follow-up. But, yeah, the original Dawn of the Dead is unbeatable. Nightmare Night of the Living Dead versus the 1990, I think, Night of the Living Dead by Tom Savini. That's easy a thought for me. I really did like the Savini Night of the Living Dead. I think he had some interesting concepts that he put in there. I think that certain color hurt it, but I'm gonna give it to Romero. But I gotta give Savini a nod for having some interesting stuff that unfortunately didn't make it to the screen. If you ever talk to Savini, ask him about it. He will talk to you about the film. Okay, if I got them all. The Haunting versus The Haunting, the original. If you have to ask why, or there's 13 Ghosts, the original. Yeah, it's kind of sad. You gotta ask why. Carrie versus Carrie. I love De Palma. He is one of my favorite directors, and Carrie is a fantastic film that helped launch Stephen King and De Palma into another stratosphere of greatness. And I would never take anything away from that great work done by Piper Laurie and Sissy Spacek. Just incredible, incredible work. Um, Storyline wise, and the way that it's put together, I like the new Carrie just a bit more. I like Chloe Grace Montez, I think it is, and I love Julianne Moore's portrayal in the new movie. So wins out for me, which is really surprising because it's the one movie that I didn't think was going to be any good. The Shining versus The Shining, the TV miniseries. Kubrick's The Shining is a brilliant cinematic masterpiece. However, it's not The Shining, and therefore, sorry guys, but Kubrick loses out. The miniseries of The Shining is a great adaptation of the novel. So if you've read The Shining, congratulations, because the TV movie is an amazing adaptation. And honestly, as much as I love Nicholson, Steven Weber is a better Jack Torrance. Yeah, watch me crap for that one, but it's true. Village of the Damned versus Village of the Damned. The original. I wish it wasn't. Wish it was much better because of the people in it. Because it was Christopher Reeves, one of his last films. But I know the original, and I think I've done it. I think I've gone through most of the ones, like the big ones that are there. I probably missed about half a dozen or so, but those are the ones that stick out to my mind. The other one I think is My Bloody Valentine versus My Bloody Valentine. And again, although I love both the films, the original is much better than the remake when it comes to stuff like that. However, at April Fool's Day, you gotta go with the original. You got Amy Steele, who is the most amazing final girl ever, and especially if you remember Friday 13th too, just go back and watch it. She's awesome. And although I do like some of the cast in the new April Fool's, they misses the boat by a mile, and you'll see my review on that coming up, by the way. But gotta love it. Salem's Lot, the miniseries versus Salem's Lot, the newer miniseries with Rob Lowe, original. So, and my thoughts have been pretty low. I'm pretty low key on this one tonight because basically I'm tired, but I want to get this one out there, and I gotta put some like props in here for Wes Craven. TJ, man, give Wes Craven another chance. Listen to his commentaries and his work and the way and his talks. It's just amazing. He really, really goes that extra mile. Especially if you ever get The Hills Have Eyes, the 2-disc edition from Anchor Bay. There's the second disc has a profile on the director Wes Craven and basically making of the Hills Have Eyes original film. And he talks on those a lot, and it's one of those guys that when he talks and tells stories, it's just you hypnotically have to listen. He's just really, really that good. He draws you in, and I find his films do that too. Deadly Blessing did that for me. Last House on the Left, the original Hills Have Eyes, just great films. And Black Christmas versus Black Xmas. Do you really have to ask that one? Black Christmas is my favorite horror film and one of my favorite movies of all time. So, Black Christmas. Thanks for watching, and it's time for tea in the morning. For now, but I hate chill before I go to sleep. And it will not be miles before I sleep.